So it looks like we are going to get the Dark Domain tomorrow, which is the 26th. And there is some stuff in there that are good, and towards the end we'll see if this ends up being a good update. In general, we are getting some good stuff in there. Just to sum it down, we are getting finally getting level 7 med kits. That was one of the things that I saw that I was like, okay, besides getting all that extra PvE story mode. The blitzes that we're getting is going to be at 115, and just kind of like what it was for the Dark Domain Part 1, how we needed to get to level 105 to unlock the Dormammu Blitz. And it looks like the Blitz is going to be Maestro. And we'll get more into that, but we're getting more Omega cards, special cards. Magic is getting special cards. No transmutation, though. No mention of Magic transmutation. But she's getting cards, though. She's getting about, I think, 2 cards from what I'm seeing. Companions. Now we know how much companions. There's totals of 4. Are including a new spectator modes for Alliance Omega War. And we'll be talking more about stuff like that. There are new villains coming in here, like the Red Hulk or Hell Hulk. A version of Groot that's rotten, like a rotten Groot, like an evil Groot. Either way, we're getting Groot up in here. And Demon Bear. and they're all going to be added into the Dark Zone as well. Of course, they're also going to be incorporating the new preset system that will be available this Wednesday, till tomorrow. So as always, they're going to be giving us a compensation reward. This time they're going to give us a gold supply, 5 gold supply boxes and 5 training time tickets, which we're going to need these tickets. That will put me at about almost 30 tickets. And the other thing they're touching up right here, right in the beginning. Well, the second thing they talk about is hero balance patch related specializations, enhancement support rewards. So they know that people are not really happy with the whole hero balancing, and this is their way of trying to make it up. The thing here is this good enough? In my opinion, I don't really think so, but this is, at least they're giving us about 3 different anti-conversion selection boxes: a shattered, a flawless, and a radiant. And each one, the shattered anti-conversion is going to include a total of 240. The flawless is going to include a total of 130, and the radiant anti-conversion selection box is going to include a total of 50. Now, is that the fact that you can still fail, even though it increases the chances of succeeding the next time? The fact that you can still fail is a big problem. And this right here, in my opinion, I just don't think it's good enough. Honestly, I wish that you guys would just increase the amount it takes to upgrade and just eliminate the whole failure aspect of it, because that alone makes people leave the game. So let's get rid of it and increase the amount of anti-conversion. That way, at least we know we're going to guarantee an upgrade. Another thing that they also removed was that now you no longer have to use up your anti-conversion when moving active traits around. You still have to use gold, but now you don't have to use the anti-conversion that it always asks for when you're just moving active traits around, which I hate it. I still believe that they shouldn't even charge us anything. It's like charging gold just to change your gear. It's like charging gold just to change your battle badges. It doesn't make sense. Why do you do it for specialization? But I'm happy that they at least took out anti-conversion. Okay, that's a good step towards the right direction at that part. Finally, they start talking about the new PvE mode, Dark Domain Part 2. And then they show us this beautiful picture of Mephisto and Hela standing in front of their domains. And right underneath it says Netherworld ruled by Mephisto, the ruler of hell, will be added. This area borders the land of the exiled, where there is an ongoing power between Dormammu continues. It consists of the realms of the corrupted, gates of sin, and pandemonium. Niflheim, where Hela resides as the quest of death, will also be added. This is the realm of the dead, consisting of Helheim and Nastron. I can't say these words, man. These are tongue twisters, man. Oh man, can you guys say, am I the only one that's having trouble here with these words? This update brings the story of the Dark Domain to an end, but there are still many undiscovered areas in the Primer Earth. We kindly ask for your interest in the many adventures waiting to unfold. Now, this is interesting. Well, obviously, part 2, we all know was coming to an end, but remember, let's not forget, we never got our regional Dark Domain headpiece from part 1. So now that it's coming to an end, I hope they give us, just like they did for every other area region, they gave us a regional headgear. So hopefully we get that regional Dark Domain headgear, because that is one that I desperately need. Now, the other thing is that there are still many undiscovered areas in primary Earth. Now, many undiscovered areas, hopefully these many are enough to level up through the whole 120. Hopefully is not as short as Dark Domain Part 1. I hope that there's multiple boss battles just like the Part 1, but instead of Dormammu being, once you got to Dormammu, it was like a game changer. It was like super difficult for me, and I had to change my Omega cards. It was so hard. I got so pissed, but it was exciting, and I hope they add that with each with Mephisto and Hela. So both of them are just going to be super hard, and that's what we want. But at the same time, let's not do overkill. Kind of like with Dormammu's beam that hovers over you. That was like, man, that was beyond overpowered. And of course, they also let us know that the level 120 will be the new max for our heroes. So we don't need to talk about that. They do talk about the new regions. Netherworld and Niflheim will be added to the Dark Domain. Also, new epic missions, side missions, surprise missions will be added, which we figured. 16 new most wanteds will be added, 5 prime targets and 11 normal targets. Now, I'm pretty sure these are all going to be new villains. Now, for the 5 prime targets, I don't know if this is correct, but I'm just going to go off a limb here and say that the 5 prime targets are going to be Mephisto, Hela, Demon Bear, Hell Hulk, and Rotting Groot. I think those are the 5 prime villains that are going to be added. Now, for the 11 normal targets, that is still up in the air. I do not know, but we will find out. Also, 24 new challenges will be added. What those are yet to be revealed, but we're getting 24 new challenges will be added. New collections will be added. Now, exactly what kind of collections? Probably like artifacts, they're in the air, and Omega cards, because we're also getting Omega cards. So like if you complete the Omega card set, you're going to get the collection complete, and then the collection complete for finding all the different artifacts that are just thrown around. And new activity log will be added. We have yet to know what exactly is in the activity log, but eventually we will know by tomorrow. They're also letting us know that hero potential. So the hero potential will be increased to level 5. A new Blitz, Devil's Reign, will be added. And now this new Blitz is going to be Mephisto. And of course, it's going to come with level 115 Blitz badges. So finally, I'm going to be able to stop doing Dormammu badges, and we're going to be doing Fisto. And then it shows a cool picture of Mephisto here, and this guy just looks amazing. I love his the way they did him. He just looks menacing, and he just looks like, that's Mephisto right there. I like how they kind of made his hair look like a horn. Maybe that is a horn it just blends in with the red. But right under it, they had put down Mephisto, the ruler of hell, has prepared traps to steal the souls of heroes. Agents must defeat an endless army of invading demons and escape from Mephisto's traps. So he's going to be like, what, traps? He's going to be released, giving you guys some traps. And so Mephisto has prepared a total of 3 traps. In each trap, various demons rush in and swarm the hero. Once all traps have been breached, Mephisto himself engages for the final battle. Agents should fight to defeat the ruler of hell, who summoned demon palms and puts everything ablaze with his hellfire. The new Blitz, Devil's Reign, can be taken on when agents reach hero level 115, so please stay tuned. That is, I am excited for the Blitz. I am excited for the Dark Domain Part 2, the Blitz, trying to get these new battle badges. That's going to increase the power of my main. Then it also talks about the raid difficulty that will be extended into 5 levels, and the difficulty level name will be changed. So before, as you can see here, it was challenge, extreme, and ultimate. Then that is going to be changed to level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. So basically level 1, level 2, level 3, we're going to be the basic ones. So now they're basically adding 2 more levels that are going to be harder. So level 4 is going to be pretty hard, and then level 5 is going to be hard. So I'm pretty sure right as soon as the raid comes out, we'll probably be able to do level 4, but level 5 is going to be the one where we're going to need to, get those level 115 badges and increase our level. Now, here's an interesting one. They're adding a spectator mode for Alliance Omega War And that right there is actually one that I like. It says here, a feature that enables agents to spectate the ongoing alliance Omega War of their respective alliances will be added for alliance members who cannot participate due to the reasons like the participation limit. Let's be real here, actually. My alliance is struggling to get the max amount of people to go in. So we go in there with less than what is recommended. Is it 15? So, and I'm pretty sure other alliances are in the same boat because a lot of people are leaving the game, and and it's not something that I want to happen, but that is the truth. That is what's happening. There's a lot of people that are ready to quit. I have content creators, I'm not going to say no names, but they are literally at the last limbs, just look like they're ready to just move on from this game. And it's not always a good thing to see that, especially when you know you love playing this game, but then the way it's heading, it's just not looking too good. So that's why I know that sometimes these videos seem like I'm being a little too harsh, but I have to make sure that they know what's going on. If there's some channels that, you know, they say the truth, but sometimes it's like they kind of hold themselves back. But like, you know, I am happy for example, I did end up seeing Wolverthor really speaking up in the official Discord. So, and that was nice to see, because I always assume that CCC's content creator, people in the content creator corps, always like kind of just doesn't matter how bad it is, they will always speak nothing but good things about it. But me seeing that and seeing Wolverthor actually, you know, say like, hey, these things need to get fixed, here's some ideas and blah blah, and I'm like, okay, this is actually, you know, never mind. What I thought of a CCC was a little bit different. I'm not saying that all of them are like that. There's still some people out there that no matter how bad the update is, they'll still say it's a good update. But that's for another subject. Now, moving on down here, now we're going to go get into the companions. We're going to be getting 4 new companions. And you know, the first 2 obviously were already told, but now we know exactly what is going to be their abilities and stuff like that. So for the first one they have here is Ghost Rider. Now, Ghost Rider will be summoning blazing chains that will link nearby enemies and explode to deal a percentage damage. If the enemies are already affected by burn or burn stack, immediately stuns them and applies a powerful burn effect. Now look, as soon as I read that, for me as an Iron Man main, I have an active trait called increases damage dealt to bleeding or burning victims. So, and I always have that on. So Ghost Rider will actually be a good combination with Iron Man. I believe anybody that has that ability, like I think Star-Lord, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think Star-Lord has a ability where he can, like, if you build him with a fire build, so this will help with a Star-Lord. Now his collection stats, if you just have him there, the collection stats that you'll be getting is experience gain. This is good because as you're trying to level up, you want to make sure you get Ghost Rider. Make sure you have Ghost Rider. You don't even have to have him in with everybody else. As long as you have him unlocked, you'll get that collection stat. But the higher you level him up, the more XP you'll gain, of course. By level, I mean the stars. Having all of the stars leveled up, that's when you increase the collection stats. Now, the second special companion is Baron Mordo. A former comrade turned enemy of Doctor Strange, Baron Mordo joins the battle as companion. Summon skills that he casts vary depending on the hero. This is an interesting one here. I think this is the first one of its kind, because kind of like in my last video that I came out with like literally last night, where I was talking about is Dark Domain 2 going to be delayed? Well, obviously it wasn't, but everybody was feeling like it was going to be delayed. But here it says, if the summoner is Doctor Strange or magic, cast magic at the summoner to instantly increase attack power. If the summoner is Doctor Strange or magic, cast magic as the summoner to instantly increase attack power, restores ultimate gauge for the summon time, and reduces cooldown. Okay, so this is literally, if you get Baron Mordo and you are a Doctor Strange or magic main, this is a buff, because your ultimate gauge gets restored, and it reduces the cooldown and it increases your attack power. But if it's anybody else, if you are not playing as Doctor Strange or magic, then what happens is Once he's summoned, he fires multiple magic bullets at the enemy, dealing damage. Now, his bonus effects are defense, HP, but his collection stat is the same as Ghost Rider, and that is experience gain. So basically, if you get both of these, you'll get both of these up, and it will increase the experience you gain while you're leveling up. So in the beginning, while you're trying to get to level 120, it's beneficial to have these on your side. But if you're free to play, good luck, which is me. I'm free to play, so it sucks. But if you are like, if you're already well, then obviously you'll be easily able to get these two. Hopefully the RNG is not horrible, but you'll be able to get these two, level them up, and then you probably hit 120 fast. Now the third one is going to be a rare companion, and it is Kasem. I don't know his name. And then you're going to get a common named Chuckles. So Kasem, he's interesting because the bonus effect that you get for him is experience gain, and the collection stat you get is experience and gain. So there we go. Now you have 3 people. If you get Kasem, Baron Mordo, and Ghost Rider, then your experience is going to, and I think you have, what's his name? We have already a companion that also increases your experience. We have already multiple companions that increases your experience already. So if you have them all, then your experience is going to increase a lot. But for Chuckles, and he's just going to give you defense. So he's the one that you're probably not going to want to get, and he just follows the attack. But Kasem, he slams the ground strongly to inflict damage to enemies within the circle and reduces the damage reduction effect for a certain period of time. He's somebody that you're going to want to have equipped if you are going to training grounds. That's it. Now onto the Omega cards, the new Omega cards that we're getting, which this right here really says a lot. And there's some interesting stuff in here. Okay. So we're basically getting 20 new Dark Domain Omega cards. And so 10 of these are going to be rare Omega cards, and 10 are going to be normal Omega cards. And then we're going to be getting 2 new magic special Omega cards will be added, and 2 new Dark Domain Omega card sets will be added. Well, obviously, but we're getting 20 new Dark Domain Omega cards, and so 22 new Omega cards. So, and the last 2 are going to be magic. And that's crazy because I think magic is the first one to have 2 Omega. So she didn't have no Omega cards, and now she's getting 2. And still no transmutation is able to do it. That's interesting. How is that even possible that transmutation is not yet given to the people? I've always said magic seems like she's going to be overpowered, and for a while people are waiting for the transmutation to be effective so we can really see her full potential. Now, knowing that with Baron Mordo, how it's going to increase her ultimate skill and is going to give her extra buffs. Now you put some of these magic new Omega cards that obviously are aiming towards her is going to be insane. So the first one they talk about here is the Dark Domain number 4. And here we have the Red Hulk 2008 number 23. And then we have Fall of the Hulk, the Red Hulk. But these, obviously, if you look at it, it looks like Dark Domain number 4 is going to be a PvE type of set, because the Red Hulk 2008 number 23 is going to give you villain damage. And it's the same thing for Fall of the Hulk number 2. But here we get a Groot card, and it's going to be villain damage decrease. And then we're going to get a Rocket Raccoon and Groot number 5. And that one's going to give you an attack, and a Mephisto card that's going to give you attack as well. So, and then at the very end, we got Doctor Strange's Domination, and that one's going to give you max damage rate. I'm pretty sure this is aiming for PvE. Obviously, what are you going to do with PvP? You can't, this is going to be nothing. You're going to get slaughtered. Now, the set effects are right down here. So for the 2 set, it's going to give you attack. For having the 4 set, it's going to give you a total damage. And for having all 6, is going to increase your cooldown decrease. I don't think everybody's going to have the full set, but there you know. But if you have this full set, you're going to get cooldown decrease. I'm interested to see people actually put it to the test, see if it's actually good. But Dark Domain number 6, now this set right here is the set that I believe is the PvP set. If you're a magic main, this is going to be your bread and butter, I believe. Not only that, and the reason why I say I believe this is a PvP set is because, look, if you look down here at the set effect, just for having 2, just 2 gives you accuracy rate. So that is another way of getting accuracy rate increased. So if you're struggling to find accuracy rate, now you have another option. That's if you're able to have enough and actually get 2 of these cards. But the thing is that all you need to do is get 2 of these cards. Yeah, 2 of these are special and good luck with those if you're free to play. But as long as you get any of these other ones, which I'm pretty sure you will, you're going to be fine. Now look at the effects of these. So for the one of the special, the Uncanny X-Spin, the first magic special card, you get range damage decrease. And for the next special, you get melee damage decrease. And then for the new mutants, you get attack. X-Force number 10, you get attack. But here we have another card that's going to be giving you critical rate. The only other one was a Captain America card. There was only one card that we have right now that is able to increase your critical rate, and that is the Captain America card. It is not a special. You just get it in the Dark Domain. You farm it in the Dark Domain. But now we're going to be getting the X Factor number 207, which is going to also give you critical rate. So now you have 2 chances of getting it, or you can double them up, increase your critical rate that way. The last one we have here is Angela, Queen of Hell, 2015, number 5, and that was going to increase your critical damage. So we already have a lot of critical damage cards, but now we're gonna have more. So, but I wish we had more of accuracy rate, because that is something that a lot of people are struggling with. But once you get the going back to the set effects, so for the 2 set you get accuracy rate, for the 4 set you get ultimate skill level, and then for the 6 set you get critical damage. So this right here, this Dark Domain set looks pretty interesting, and that is something that I'm pretty impressed with the whole with everything right here for the Dark Domain. I'm only talking about the Dark Domain number 6 set right here. Okay, I'm not saying that I'm impressed with the whole update, but we'll get to that later. Now they also talk about new battle badges that will be added, and I'm kind of just really kind of skim through here. I'll put the link down below for you guys to click to really kind of go through this and see all the battle badges. But just to kind of quickly go through here, we're going to get level 115 Blitz badges, and they're going to be called the King of Sin. And what the battle badge set effect is going to be is ultimate skill gauge recovery. Now, this is also really good for like Magic or Captain Marvel, where you getting your ultimate fast is important, or like Black Widow as well. So, and now Blitz battle badges, so we'll be able to get a full set of that 6-star within a month. No, I'm just playing. It's gonna take longer than that, but still. So Magics are really going to get a buff, man, honestly. And we haven't been able to do a transmutation. So with all this new stuff so far with Magic, with the companion and then the Omega card and the battle badges, Magics are going to get pretty insane. That's just my opinion. For the level 120 Omega War battle badges, it's obviously going to give you PvP damage decrease. It should, because that is an PvP battle badge. And then for level 120 Dark Zone battle badge, and it shows you the different ones here. You can pause it, or you just click on the link if you guys really want to see all this stuff. But I'm just gonna continue on, because sometimes I can just go on and on for days. Finally, now we are at the part where they're talking about the presets, the new presets that is coming to the game. And it's interesting because they give us a picture also of how it's going to look. So if we look at this here, it looks like everything, I'm liking the way it looks. Like we have our ability to change our skills all right here, and we have 1, 2, and 3, and we can set up our gear, we can set up our battle badges and our companions and our Omega cards. Now we can set it all up, and then we easily just click number 2 and then set up for whatever you want to do. Like one could be for PvE, second one could be for PvP, third one could be for like training grounds. I don't know the third one, but third one could be just for something. I don't know. It could be for a single target type of, to do extra damage towards a single target, like villains in PvE. But it looks very simple, straight to the point. Everything is easy to kind of like, you look at this and it won't take you that long to be like, what do I need to do? Like you look at this and you're like, okay, I understand what I need to do. And it's pretty simple. I like the way it looks. And even though it says image above is based on the test version of the game and is subject to change, I don't think it's really going to change. I'm thinking this is going to be the final result. Why else will they put a picture of this? So this right here is another thing that I like about this update that we're going to be getting tomorrow. We're also going to be new craftable battle badges will be added to the workshops. Here's another interesting one. The level of villains appearing in the dark zone will be expanded. The level and stats of some villains appearing in the dark zone will be increased along with the hero maximum level expansion. Level 120 most wanted will be added in the dark zone as well. They also said super villains appearing in the dark zone will be reorganized as the following. Okay, here's an interesting one. So this is interesting. So before, the villains that were appearing in the dark zone were Loki, Scientist Supreme, King Tron, Ulik, MODOK, Kingpin, Malekith, Ultron, LaFay, Arnim Zola, Ares, and Maestro, and Dormammu. So the new set of villains that are going to be in the dark zone are going to be King Tron, Call Obsidian, LaFay, Arnim Zola, Ares, Dormammu. And right here is when it starts getting a little interesting, because now we're going to be getting Demon Bear in the dark zone, which is crazy. I'm excited about that one. That's if I can survive it long enough. But War Machine is going to be making his appearance in the dark zone. Okay, that's going to be an interesting one right there, because he's already pretty has a lot of HP in the dark domain, so he's probably going to be one of the ones that people are going to be like, oh man, kind of like LaFay. LaFay's still in this one as well, but we're also going to be adding Rotten Groot, so we're going to get Groot in here. I wonder if he's going to be big, small. We will see. Fenris, Mephisto, and Hell Hulk, which is basically Red Hulk, but Hell Hulk is going to be in dark zone. So basically, at first I was like, all right, finally we're gonna fight like the Red Hulk, but it's basically the same thing as Maestro. It's gonna be the same thing as fighting Maestro, but I think that he's gonna be more powerful. Hell Hulk is going to be obviously more powerful than Maestro, and it looks like they even taken out Maestro out of here, which makes sense because it's pretty much the same thing. They probably use the same build and everything. They just changed some stuff here and there. I wouldn't be surprised if he even does the same moves. Now, they also increased the level of villains appearing in Sakaar Train Grounds, and they're giving us the region. So it shows us before, right? Before in Region 1, we were getting level 100 villains. And Region 2, we're getting level 105, and then level Region 3, we're getting level 110. But after Region 1 is still going to be 100, but Region 2 is going to have stronger. So the blue area in the middle where the wolves are at, that's where I spend most of my time, is going to be increased to level. So they're going to be a little stronger, and they're going to be up to 107. It's the Region 3 that's going to be a big one. So Region 3 is the one that's going to be like, okay, maybe if you were always in Region 3, you might want to go down a peg or two to build yourself up. Also, they talk about the balance of villains appearing in Dark Dimension will be adjusted. So basically, this part, what they say is that everybody's getting nerfed. All the villains are about to get nerfed. We had Dormammu get nerfed, but now here they're nerfing the villains. For the villains, we're level 100 to 110, and they're going to be brought down to appearance of villains level to 110 to 103. So that's a pretty big nerf. The number of villains appearing in Dark Dimension will be decreased. So not only are they less powerful and do less damage, but now there's going to be less of them running around. They also talk about the epic mission rewards balance will be adjusted. So now basically when you're leveling up the story, going through the story, you would get all these rewards. Now you're able to get various rewards. So now you're able to get Omega cards, battle badges, cores, costumes, companion shards, and all that was added into the epic mission rewards. So while you're doing those epic missions, you're now able to get any of these things in there up to level 110. Now here is where they talk about the improvements they added in here. And the first thing to talk about, in order to relieve the stress of failed specializations, a bonus probability will be given according to the number of failures in each attempt. So basically you have to, every time you fail, they increase your the chances of you passing for the next one, which they should just they just need to eliminate that all. Now here is the combat related autoplay options will be improved. Many of our agents share the inconvenience of having to tap the ultimate skill manually, and while other skills are used automatically, upon activation with the current autoplay system in order to alleviate the inconvenience and options that allow for using ultimate skill will be added by dividing the autoplay mode into 3 types. So now we're going to be getting 3 types of auto. So you click it once, it turns into this, but if you click it twice, it looks the same, but it has like this yellow circle floating around it. And that means that now you're also doing your ultimate skill. Now they also added the ability to auto summon your companion, but you have to do that in the settings. You have to activate that in the settings. This right here is just to auto your ultimate. So now you'll be able to do your autoing your skills, but now you're using your ultimate when it's ready, which is good because when I do Training Grounds manual, and that's going to be very beneficial for Training Grounds. Now I'm be able to do my ultimate in Training Grounds, even though Iron Man's ultimate is horrible for hordes. If it's a single target, it'll be nice, but for hordes, it's horrible. But for somebody like Star-Lord, where he shoots a ball and it's a nice little, explosion, that right there, that'll be nice to do. Or Spider-Man, pretty much anybody that's not Iron Man, because Iron Man's ultimate sucks. Hopefully they give us ability to change our ultimate in the future, like more options. Like when you're changing your skills, you can choose what ultimate you want to apply. Here's another interesting one. So improvements will be made so that defeating the same agents within a certain period of time in the dark zone will increase the kill count of the other hero. However, the inability to acquire dark zone points when the same agent is defeated within a certain period of time remains the same. So this is basically their attempt to try to stop people from killing the same. There was a moment where I was just getting killed by the same guy. So if there's a guy that's just out for me, right, and he keeps killing me, if he kills me more than once, it's going to increase my kill count of the other hero to try to get the other person to stop killing me. Why not just do a PvE mode? This is I don't know how I feel about that one. I mean, they're trying to kind of fix that issue of people just they're going in there, they're trying to just do their things, and then they get slaughtered. Mostly free-to-play players like me. They're also talking about that the matchmaking system for Omega War and Alliance Omega War will be improved so that agents will be matched based on their hero's highest achievement power, which is good because I guess people were taking off the gear. There was a bug where you take off the gear. I don't really know exactly how it works, but I guess they would take off all their gear and then they will wait to the very last minute and then join an Omega War Alliance, and just to get an easy match. And if that is true, then that is, man, I can't believe people were doing that. That is, that's a bug that needs to get desperately fixed. And now I guess even though you take all your stuff out, the highest power you've already achieved is going to be the one where they're going to put you. So hopefully that eliminates the bug of people taking off their gear to get into easy matches. Another one that they're adding here is improvements will be made to enable auto skip in multiplayer. So now if you go to the settings, you'll be able to check the box where it says that automatically skip. Every time there's an option to skip, you automatically will click it. I feel like people on purpose will not do it just just to troll people. I swear, there's people that I see and they're using the boost. When you're Iron Man, you use the boost, you do that little thing. They're using, so I know they're playing, but they don't skip it. And it's like, oh, it gets me every time. Like, come on, man, just click the skip button. There's no way you're doing this for the first time. Now, here's another one that I thought was interesting is that the improvements will be made so that you're now able to move locked items into your storage. If you have something equipped already, you can't move it to storage, which makes sense. But now you don't have to unlock it, move it to storage, and then lock it again, because sometimes you would do that. And in the process of doing that, you would forget to lock it again. And then when you're auto combining your cards, you accidentally get rid of a card you didn't want to get rid of. So hopefully that solves that problem there. And here they talk about finally, man, I'm so happy that they added a level 7 med kit. They needed to add this a while ago, but they finally did it here, which makes me think, like, man, how strong are these new villains going to be in the Dark Domain Part 2? Man, like, okay. Which makes a lot of sense. It's been a while since level 6. And now we desperately need a level 7. Honestly, we needed a level 7, and now this should have been level 8. But hey, that's just me. But the new item level 7 medkits will be added. And then they also talk about some more improvements, but nothing that's too crazy. Like, again, if you want to read every little single detail in here, I'll have the link down below. But the next thing that I hear that I caught my eye was now we're going to have the spawn rate of prime targets will be displayed in the map. So they're going to add that. But I think it's just the spawn rate. It's not going to have like a little timer that's going to let us know when he's coming. Or maybe every time you kill one of the, smaller villains, it increases the chance. You'll see the number. Like if you join there and you're trying to get Loki, right? And you show up and his percentage, spawn percentage is like at 80. So like, okay, I just need to kill a couple more of these guys and it's going to get to 100. That's when he's going to spawn. Which I hope if that's the way it's going to go, then yes, that's actually a good way to put it. But if you go there and it just says there's a 30% chance and it doesn't move up or down, then okay, that's kind of stupid. But I really believe that it's going to be that way, like where it's going to increase. And once you get there, if you should wait or leave. Because you can go in there and be like, oh man, it's only at 10%. That means that he was just killed not that long ago. I'm gonna go somewhere else, and hopefully in level territory 2 or 3 or wherever, you go there and you get lucky enough to know that you're all right, 70. Okay, I'm willing to stay here a little bit because I know he's at 70. It's not gonna take that long. Or you get there, it's like 98, and you're like, oh man, he's about to show up right now. So hope that will solve the issue of like trying to get there, because it can get frustrating going in there and you just don't know when they're going to show up, and you can leave. And then he shows up, and then somebody already killed him. You come back, and he's already dead. And sometimes it's just that pain in the ass. A training grounds tutorial will be added. So they're adding tutorials in here, but I guess that's good for new players. But you can always just subscribe to my channel, and I'll make sure that I'll, guide you in the right direction. I'm the tutorial. Oh man. And then they talk about all the fixes that they are making in this game. As always, there's nothing too crazy. Now, what do I believe of this update? Is this going to be is this right here amazing? Or is this like the best update that will, this will change the game? No. The only thing that I'm excited for that I saw in here was just the fact that we're getting Dark Domain tomorrow. We're getting through the story. But here's the thing though, after that story is done, after we're done, we only get to 113 and we're already done. And then we have to go in the training grounds. Then that right there, really a pain in the ass. When you think about it that way, you start to see like, okay, everything else, like the Omega cards for a free to play perspective, what do we have to look forward to? Is just the Dark Domain. They're gonna try to help us in the Dark Zone by stopping people from killing us over and over again. Alliance Omega War spectating option is a good one, but I think it's a little too late, because I think that right now the hype for the Alliance Omega War just died. It just died, and then but hey, don't get me wrong, now you're able to spectate, and that's a plus right there. And then the other thing that I'm excited for is the blitzes, and then the new badges, collecting new badges. But once this right here, this update that's coming, it's going to be one of those updates where I feel like every other update where it's going to hit, and then for a week or maybe almost 2 weeks, the hype is going to be pretty big, but then it's going to instantly drop down. It would be a different story if we start getting those new squad modes implemented, but we don't know when within the 6 months that they put that is coming out. They only let us know that they're working on those stuff. But for now, as a free to play, all I have to look forward to is Dark Domain and the new Blitz. And that's it. But if you're a whale, then you're like, you're going to go in and start whaling out on the Omega cards and then the companions. Like maybe you're a magic main and you're like, oh man, I want to get the Omega card set, and I'm gonna put money. I'm gonna try to do whatever I can to get that Ghost Rider. And then that's a different story. But for free to play, it's not, not that good. The big thing here is the story going to have enough content to where we're going to level up more than 3 times? So I don't know what's going to happen. We will know tomorrow. And I hope they announce a live stream. I was worried that they weren't going to release this soon and we might get a delay notice, but it turns out that it is going to be released Wednesday. But the live stream, I hope that they still announce the live stream. Maybe while I'm editing this, they announce the live stream. They might announce the live stream literally today. So Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys thought of this. Did you guys like it? Are you guys excited for it? Or you guys are just like me, where it's like you're excited, but you know that it's going to die down once people go through the dark domain?